defensively, and Federico, it was awesome. And Figal, first of all, the run he made up the middle to the box created the
Yeah,
opportunity for Federico to find Gonzalo for the first goal, and then obviously Figal on the right side of the box set up Federico for his goal. So Figal, I mean, he was the man of the match actually when it's all said
yeah,
and
he's
done.
very, very good. He's very good, and he's a guy that I could see, them selling at some point. He has stood out from the first game at LAFC last year when we didn't really know much about him. I thought he was a major standout in that very first game. He's Phil Neville calls him a warrior. He's just a warrior. He's going to give you everything, and he's very skilled. He's strong. He's fast, and he's versatile because he can play center back. He can play right back. He's very dangerous on the attack. He's a defender, but he's very dangerous on the attack, and he seems to find the right spaces and delivers balls well, and he's definitely, without question, one of the top players on that team. Because as a defender, he doesn't get as much attention or ink as attacking players, but he's definitely a huge part of that team.
Michelle Kaufman, of course. You can follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports and catch her work there at the Miami Herald. A huge win for Inter Miami as they defeat Philadelphia 2-1. Figal being a monster, obviously getting the Higuain brothers to score was fantastic. This week, we're talking about Nashville now. And, Nashville wasn't considered very potent last year, but they do have 4 goals so far through 2 games, 2 ties. But Miami is now scoring and playing better defense overall. In this matchup, what are you expecting?
Well, this is another one where there's a little bit of a revenge factor because Nashville beat them again by the score of 3-0 in the playoff game. They finally made the playoffs, and then they get there, and really Miami played one of its worst games and lost 3-0. Now, we do remember that the Higuain, Gonzalo was not there because of COVID. So they were missing some players for COVID, including Gonzalo. So this is going to be an Inter Miami team that has the Higuain brothers, and that's going to make a big difference. They were missing some key players. I think maybe LGP was also missing from that game. I'm trying to remember who were the COVID people that week that were unable to travel to that game. But it was some key players. I think 3 starters were missing from that game, and Gonzalo Higuain was one of them. And he obviously wants to go up there and show that this team with him is different from this team without him. They want to make up for that loss, which kicked them out of the playoffs. And then on the other hand, though, you have it's an interesting rivalry because Nashville has a chip on his shoulder about Miami. They from day one have said, you know what, Miami is the expansion team that got all the attention because of David Beckham. They're the glamour team, blah, blah, blah. But we're actually a better team. We finished in 7th place. They finished in 10th. We beat them in the playoffs 3-0. And yet Inter Miami is still the one getting the games on ABC, on national TV, while Nashville is getting, the regional TV. So they, they're the team that wants to show that Miami may get the national TV exposure, and they have David Beckham and all the glitz and glamour, and Tom Brady shows up for their game. But Nashville is a pretty darn good team, and they showed it last year. So, again, I think it's a game that if there were 2 teams that I think there's a bit of a rivalry, I guess with Orlando, too, there's 3. But I think Philly was one, I think, because of how things happened there last year, and Nashville for sure, being the fellow expansion team that doesn't get the attention that Miami gets, even though it had a better record. And and then Orlando, because it's always the Orlando-Miami rivalry. So I'm looking forward to a good game. I think it could be a little chippy, and we'll see it. 2 British coaches going up against each other. I think it'll be a really interesting game. I really do. One big question is going to be Robbie Robinson
Yeah.
He,
I doubt he plays this week. I really do. I know they're not going to tell us till game time is when we'll find out or something, or maybe we'll find out as much as what kind of practice goes on this week. But that injury looked pretty serious, man. I hope it's not too serious, but it definitely looked like he's going to stay out for the week. Now, before we let you go, I got to ask you one more thing. First 2 weeks, okay. I got to say, I've seen more organization. I've seen
more organization.
I've seen more of a team. I've seen players in their roles, and I also think it helps that Neville has been consistent. And as obviously he's not changing formations from one game to another or from one half to another. He has told them, this is how we're going to play. This is the role you're going to fill. And that's the one thing that I will say, that in the first 2 weeks, because, week one, I thought it was actually a really good performance. It's just they made a couple of key mistakes that cost them the game.
Right.
But organizationally, I like what I saw in week one, and I tried to tell people, don't get too down on it because they played well, and that really rolled over into this week, against Philadelphia. And I think that game against Miami FC was also huge for conditioning and sharpening the skills and those kind of things. I thought that was also genius on his part to have that game earlier in the week. But talk to me about the organization that you're seeing now on the team compared to what we saw or maybe didn't see all of last year.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, Phil Neville, everyone talks about it, but, identity. Everyone talks about identity in soccer. There's certain words that you hear in soccer: quality, identity, these words that we don't hear in the NFL and the NBA. But in soccer, it means that you have a style of play that you're known for, that you're consistent for, that you play a certain way. And Miami didn't really have an identity last year. I think Diego was spent the whole season trying to figure out who they were and what they were and how they should play and who should play. It seemed to be like an experiment every single week. This guy, he's very, very organized. I did a big profile about him that ran a couple weeks ago at the start of the season. And one of the main things about him that everyone says is, excuse me, how organized he is in everything from, meeting times, charts, graphs. He's very organized. Everything is on paper. Everything is in binders. Everything is organized. And he takes the same approach to coaching. He has a certain way that he wants the team to play. The English women's national team also was known for that, for its organization. The defense in particular is much more organized. And everyone in general, everybody, they're moving together as a unit. They're defending together. They're moving forward together. I still think he wants Gonzalo in the box a little bit more. Gonzalo seems to drop back a little bit still. I think maybe he doesn't trust, or he's not receiving the ball in the box the way he wants it.
Yeah, I think that's
so
what it is.
So he goes out and it's like, I think he's like, okay, guys, if you're not going to deliver it to me here, I'm going to drop back a little and try to be part of the build-up and try to get myself the ball in the box. In general, I do think the team looks much more organized. Everyone seems to know what they're doing. He stayed with the same lineup 2 weeks in a row. His substitutions were very good. First game, there was some criticism that he waited too long. This game, he brought people in earlier. I think the fact that he sees Robbie Robinson's quality, he sees Fede's quality, these are things that, Diego somehow missed on those. It's not to say Diego's a bad coach. He was put in a bad position. He arrived 3 weeks before the season started. He didn't know any of the guys. He wasn't part of, bringing any of the guys, and the guys didn't really know each other yet. They were also getting to know each other. Now, most of this team has been together now since last season. So they know each other's tendencies. They know everybody's strengths and weaknesses. And when you're on a field and you're trying to play as a unit, it's really important that okay, if I pass the ball over there, this guy runs this fast, or this guy runs this slow, or this guy tends to do this or that. You have to know all those things and have, a sense of what everyone around you is doing. And I think certainly you see that a lot more. I think part of it is definitely Neville, and part of it is that they just know each other better. They each know each other now much better than they did last year. And the new guys are the ones who are having to learn more. And you see a few of the mistakes are, that Gregory or, Leardom and Jones, those three guys are new in the starting lineup, and they're kind of where some of these guys were last year, trying to figure everything out, trying to figure everybody out, and that takes time. But I do think Phil Neville has a very clear message, and all the players have said it too. They all use the word clear. He's very clear in how he wants us to play. He's very clear in what my role is. He's very clear. You keep hearing the words organized and clear.
Well, listen.
That I've done with these players is organized. They mention he's organized. They mention he's clear. He speaks to the players one-on-one and gives them exact, very specific instructions. And I think they need that. They clearly need that.
Listen, you and I have been in enough locker rooms. We've covered sports for a long time. Players actually love consistency. They love brutal honesty. Even if maybe some may get a little butthurt about it, but in the end, they appreciate a coach that is direct and tells them exactly what they need to do. What they hate is the waffling and one story from another and one scheme to another and one change to another. And that's where you put players in an uncomfortable position, because now they know they're not going to play well. They're not going to reach their incentives. They're going to make less money. They're not going to win. They're going to be in a real pissed off mood. So consistency has been big for Neville. Now, one last thing I do have to ask you, because we have a minor controversy that is developing, okay? Now, you and I have been in enough locker rooms. We've dealt with these kind of issues for a long time. Pizarro's a big money player, okay? Not that Federico will be in the conditioning to start and play 90 minutes. We all know that. But he got 35 on this one. So the question is, if Pizarro continues not making much of an impact out on the pitch, do the minutes start to increase for Federico? Does he start to play an entire half? Does he start to play 5-10 minutes left in the first half to start getting his feet warmed up for the second half, that kind of stuff? Does the coach start to make some kind of an adjustment there if Pizarro is not making the kind of impact? Because there was an enormous difference when Federico came in compared to what Pizarro has done for the first two games.
Yeah, well, actually, I think Pizarro had a very good first game. I thought he was a great player in the first game, and Jim Curtin, whom I have great respect for, who knows way more about soccer than I do, the Philadelphia coach. When I went on the interview with him pregame, he said that he thought that Pizarro was one of the top players in the league on the first weekend. Of all the games he watched, he felt that Miami played some of the best soccer of all the teams in the league, and he felt that Pizarro was one of the best players in game one in the first weekend league-wide. So I do think that he struggled in this last game. Part of that is also Philadelphia's a really good team, and they because the coach said that this guy was one of the top players in the league, I'm sure he told his players and made schemes to neutralize him. He likes Pizarro a lot, and his team played like a team whose coach likes Pizarro a lot. I think Pizarro will still start. I mean, I don't think there's any question. I think he's much younger. He's got the legs. He can be very dynamic. And I think that he and Gonzalo work well together. Of course, Gonzalo works well with his brother, too. They know each other even better. But I definitely think that Fede is going to be a regular, he'll be the first guy off the bench. He was already in the first game. He was the first substitution, I think. I believe against LA, he was the first substitution, which kind of raised my eyebrow a little. I was like, oh, wow, Fede's going in. Interesting. That bald guy, he's going in. And then this week, too. So he clearly likes him a lot. But, he's 36 years old. I don't know. I mean, he definitely was more effective than Pizarro when he came in, and everything changed. He changed the momentum of that game, and was personally involved in both goals. And he was he's the reason they won. He and Figal were the two reasons they won that game. But I still think that Neville, because what we're saying about consistency, and I don't think he's the kind of coach who just does knee-jerk reactions. I really don't. He doesn't strike me that way. He strikes me as, someone who's much more thoughtful in his decisions. And I know that he loves Pizarro, and I think he will stick with him. And you know what? It's got to be motivation for Pizarro to see that he was the first guy taken off and that Fede came in and did what he did. So he needs to up his game. You know, if he doesn't, if he goes in and struggles again, and Fede comes in and plays well again, you know, that can only happen a couple times before the coach makes a bigger move. But I think that for now he still sticks with Pizarro as a starter.
Follow her on Twitter at Koff Sports. More importantly, catch her work at the Miami Herald website or subscribe to it. Support our local journalists, please. She is Michelle Kaufman. Michelle, as always, thank you for taking some time. Let's hope for another big win on Sunday.
All right. We'll see what happens. And we're still waiting on the Matt Tweedy sanctions. That's something else we can discuss next time.
Let's see. Let's hope it's not too serious. All right. You be good out there. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate it. As always. All right. Let's take a break. We'll come back for hour number 3, Mon, right here on OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
If you missed NBA insider Ira Winderman and the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, you missed this.
I would say the number one thing on the surprise meter was not getting LaMarcus Aldridge. I think everything this team did, planning step by step to get to that point, was okay. We're going to give up a bunch of power players. We're going to give up Mo Harkless, wasn't playing a lot, Chris Silva, a prospect, but especially Kelly Olynyk, who's been very good since he arrived, starting 2 games for the Houston Rockets. That's fine. We'll get LaMarcus Aldridge. We'll replace him, maybe put him in the starting lineup and move forward. A lot was predicated on that. The problem was, and I mentioned this to you guys last week also, it's a lot easier to recruit guys on the buyout market when you have a winning record and a good playoff seed.
The Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report with NBA insider Ira Winderman, exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
When you're tired of watching the sun damage your furniture or raise your electric bill, it's time to do what we did here at OnsideRadio.com studio. Call A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise. A Shade Above Window Fashions has a great selection of blackout shades to choose from. We can almost create a complete blackout for your bedroom or media room. Call them at 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashion.
At Baptist Health, we are ready.
To serve, to treat,
to safely proceed with your procedure.
We're ready for ER visits and office visits with skilled surgeons, advanced medicine,
and multidisciplinary teams.
We're ready for new arrivals
and new recoveries.
We are ready.
We're ready to diagnose, treat, and manage
anything that comes our way.
With exceptional care and comfort.
With the same preparedness and compassion you've come to expect from Baptist Health.
And we are ready.
We're ready.
We're ready
to care for you.
Can I get a captain?
Captain and what?
Captain and Ginger.
I can't hear you.
Captain and Ginger. He was a captain and Ginger. Captain and Ginger. He was a captain and Ginger.
Captain Morgan, official partner of Major League Soccer.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Baseball fans will go deep into the count with Alex Aguirre and Christian Chase. Catch the show that talks Marlins and all the big stories in the major leagues. Saturday at 8 a.m., exclusively at OnsideRadio.com. Onside Radio. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio. Inter Miami CF fans, Onside Radio is the place to guide you through the 2021 season. Go to our website at onsideradio.com and download any of our apps to listen to your favorite team. Onsideradio.com is your home for La Rosa Negra. Onsideradio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your Onside Radio E-Report with Toast.
The International Olympic Committee have finally decided to embrace esports somewhat with their first licensed event for non-physical virtual sports beginning on May 13th. After years of back and forth as to whether the IOC would ever include esports in their event, the Olympic Virtual Series appears to be the start of that very thing happening. Konami's eBaseball Powerful Pro Baseball 2020, online cycling platform Zwift, International Rowing Federation World Rowing, Sailing Race Simulator Virtual Regatta, and racing game Gran Turismo have all been tapped for the event. The Olympic Virtual Series starts on May 13th and runs until June 23rd, serving as a precursor to the Summer Olympics in Tokyo. Happy gaming.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E-Report.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. Time to get in the zone. The Onside Zone.
And look, man, I don't care if you're my wife. If I don't agree with you, I'm going to say it.
The Onside Zone.
I don't care how you win a championship, dude. You can draft it, you can buy it, you can trade for it. Just win, baby.
The Onside Zone.
You're not Aladdin rubbing the lamp and then Will Smith comes out and you ask him, hey, fix our dolphin problems. And there he goes. No, I'm sorry. It'd be nice if it was that easy, but it's not.
You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. The Onside Zone with a big O.
All right.
Pesci. Knocked away by Bennett. Huberdeau behind the net to feed. The Uyghur blast. He scores! Mackenzie Uyghur has tied it at 1 in the final minute of the period. Hurricanes win the board battle. Jake Gardner over to Pesci. The slap shot scored. Deflected in. And Carolina grabs the 3-1 lead. Duclair in after it. Into the end wall by Hockenpah. Niederreiter couldn't clear. Uyghur held it in. Here's Huberdeau. Cross ice. Forsling scores! Gustav Forsling sneaks it in. A great pass by Huberdeau. It's a one-goal game again. Panthers looking for an odd man rush. Duclair trying to beat Aho. Duclair puts it in front for Whitberg. Save. Rebound. Uyghur score! Short-handed goal for the Panthers. They have come back and tied it at 3 in the third period. Short-handed goal to tie.
Ah, it's a beautiful thing. There you go. A nice overtime win for the Cats. They defeat the Hurricanes on Saturday. And tonight they've got the Predators at Bridgestone Arena, 8 o'clock. We'll see if the boys can get it done and get a big win. If you all want to get in, it's really simple. 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. If you want to get in on the show, we always put out a roundtable question. And the roundtable question for today is, how confident are you the Dolphins will land either Pitts or Chase with the 6th pick? I got to tell you something. I'm extremely confident. I've been extremely confident from the get-go. I believe that there'll be 3 quarterbacks taken along with Penei Sewell. That's 4. And if you do the math, you've got Chase and Pitts left. I believe there'll be that or 4 quarterbacks and Penei Sewell, and then Miami will have the pick of either Pitts or Chase when it's all said and done. I think they end up with one of those 2 guys because first 3 are going to be quarterbacks, and then it's really up on that 4th pick where it's going to go. And I just have a feeling that somebody will either trade in and try to get another quarterback in there. Trey Lance, Justin Fields. And let me tell you something. This stuff that's going on with Justin Fields is a joke, okay? I don't know if it's just people that are trying to trash the kid on purpose, but he's got all the gifts you need to be a stud at the next level at quarterback. I'm not telling you he's going to be one because nothing's set in stone, Trevor Lawrence, whatever, Zach Wilson, but watching the skill set, that kid has everything. Tangibles, intangibles, you name it. I would take a chance on him. If I'm a team that doesn't have a quarterback, I would take a chance on him. So if he gets out of that top 3, first of all, Atlanta would be fools to pass him up at 4. Okay? If San Fran wants to take Mac Jones, then go ahead, dude. Whoever takes Justin Fields is going to win. And then what happens with Trey? You know what I mean? So that's another guy that because of the talent and the skill set, even though he's raw, you're going to take him also. I really have a ton of confidence that Pitts or Chase are going to be there. Either or both. I think and that's all because and let me tell you, in a year like last 2 years, what's been really nice, dude? I'll tell you what's been really nice. The Dolphins have good people running the organization now. They got a damn good coach, got one of the best young coaches in the NFL. And they got a pretty talented roster now, a young roster that's developing. Got a boatload of picks. But, what's been really cool has been that they're getting breaks. Like last year, the Tua thing falls to them at 5. This, the Tunsil trade, the way it's worked out, Houston ends up, sucking ass, giving Miami the 3rd pick, which allowed them to maneuver, get more picks, and then get back into the 6th pick. And it looks like they're lucky that there's a bunch of quarterbacks that people want, which may end up pushing down the position players that they need. I'm just telling you, it's been really nice, man. It's been really cool that Chris Greer was never actually stolen from us, and he was, not off to another team and having success somewhere else, that he was still there, and somebody finally gave the black dude a shot. Because, that's how we got to call it, right? It's the only reason. If Chris was white, he would have gotten this opportunity a few years back. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to have to say it, right? Because the black dude gets screwed constantly. You get no leeway. You have one bad year, they're going to get rid of your ass. They barely are ever going to give you any shot or any opportunity. It's terrible, but they finally gave him a shot. So Miami's lucky that he was around because he's the guy that finds Flores. He's the guy that's made all these trades. Some other team could have been really lucky, and we would have sat there going, holy crap, this guy was, sitting in the building with the Dolphins, and they didn't hire him. And that's what it felt like the last 20 years. Not only was it bad management and bad ownership and bad coaching and then bad luck. That's been the other thing about this whole thing, that there's been a lot of luck. And that's been pretty cool. But I have immense confidence that either Pitts or Chase are going to be there thanks to the way the dominoes are falling for the Miami Dolphins. And it's nice, man. It's nice to get a break. It's nice to get several breaks. I really like it. Because I was tired of watching the Dolphins be a bad franchise that got no breaks. So I'm telling you, I have a lot of confidence that Miami will end up with Pitts or Chase. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Won't be the first time. We'll find out on Thursday night when we're out there at Sports Grill on Bird Road and 114th. Make sure you come on out there and join us. All right? It's going to be a lot of fun. What do we have on the text line? Am I the only one experiencing deja vu? On what? What's your deja vu going on? What's the deal? What is the deja vu? We need to know. Let's see if we got any questions on the text line too that need to be addressed. Panthers playing the Deshaun Watson tonight. The Deshaun Watsons tonight. Is that? Well, I don't. What does that mean?
Well, they play Tuesday, but I believe his joke is that they're playing the Nashville Predators.
Okay. NorCal says, Big O, do you think Miami drafts a QB this year? No, they don't. I don't think at all. Next year, yes. I can see next year. This year, I think they're going to try to fill, the needs that they have. Unless maybe somebody falls in a later round, they're like, wow, we can't pass this kid up. He's got all these skill sets.
Kellen Mond.
Yeah, like a Kellen Mond, exactly. Let's see. What else do we have here? Happy draft week, Big O. I ran half my marathon virtual for Delaware yesterday. My time was 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 54 seconds. I'm looking forward to Thursday night to be there already. G in Pennsylvania. Nice job by you. And by the way, he doesn't mean that he virtually was running it like on a video game. It's like he was filmed while he was running it. I'm pretty sure that's how I understood it. So nice job, dude. You ran for 2 hours and 34 minutes. I couldn't run for 4 minutes. So that's awesome. You're a stud. If you can do me a favor, I'm going to Cleveland for the draft. If you know any Dolphin fans going to a sports bar to watch it, let me know. Text me if you can. Dolphin Jeff from Long Island. I wish I was going, man. It's just not a good time yet to do all of this. But if there are some Dolphin fans that are going to be out there, reach out to me and we can forward it to Dolphin Jeff. Good afternoon to the Onside Zone. We are only 78 hours away now. Big O in the Pitts and Chase. If they're both gone when Miami picks, I really think they should get Micah Parsons over any other options. He will not be there at 18, and then they get a top-notch pass rusher like Gregory Rousseau. Hopefully. What do you think, sir? Am I crazy, Ron in Michigan? Well, Ron, listen. Micah Parsons is Luke Kuechly. He's hopefully without the injuries and the concussions. But he has a lot of Luke Kuechly in him. Sick instincts, okay? The young – look, I know he was involved in the hazing incident when he was like a freshman. And, it's not a nice situation. I get it, but – oh, man, a 17, 18-year-old, it's just – I put myself in the same position. It's like we don't make really good decisions at 17 and 18. So I can't – it's not like the kid was habitual after that. It came and went. It's gone. And I don't think it's enough to hold it against him. But I think Parsons is one of those guys that it's hard to argue that he's a hell of a talent. So it's now at 6. Don't know if I would go there because I could probably trade down and still get him. Trade with somebody else that wants to move up a couple spots and they get their player. That's if Pitts and Chase are gone. I can see something like that happening. I got you. I get it. Big O, how was your Saturday night after our first win? Inter Miami to Papa. What's up with Pizarro? Oh, he came off and we scored goals. Is that they are not fit yet? No, it's just a matter of I think it's a matter of chemistry. That's all. And Pizarro has just not done enough. He hasn't done enough since he got here. Okay? And to me, he hasn't been any great shakes. So that's why I say that the problem is Federico's 36 or something? I don't think they'll start him. But the question is, how early can you bring him in now? Because I think he played at I want to say it was the 55 mark or something like that, 60th mark. So he played 30, 35 minutes. And that's where you got to now ask yourself, he made a huge difference. What happens? And I think Nashville, over the next 2 weeks, I think will be really important for Pizarro. Because at one point or another, coach is going to have to play the players that are making the bigger impact. Hey, look, I'm also a little concerned with Lewis Morgan. He's just not a big part of what's going on right now.
I feel like, though.
And he was so good last year.
Right. And to your point, I feel like it's because the style of attack is way different now.
It looks,
right?
yes, it looks.
I kind of felt like last
you're not running it through Lewis Morgan like
right.
you were so much last year.
It's not as much, and I don't want to call it a one-trick pony last year, but it kind of felt like that at times.
Yes. No. That's what it was, dude.
Lewis just volleying it into the box and hoping for someone to be on the other side of that.
It wasn't happening through the middle.
Right. And now it feels like, I mean, albeit the 2 goals against Philadelphia were from headers volleyed into the box, but like it feels like there's more action and not just hoping to connect on something from on the far right. You know?
Yeah. They're forcing it in the middle. They're trying to create. No, I'm with you. It's been more of a balanced attack. It just looks like a better team right now. All right, 888-441-4623. If you want to get in on the program, that's 888-441-4623. Got a bunch of things still to talk about. UFC 261 was interesting. The Heat, I got to get into a little Heat also. And what else do we have? Oh, yes, and some pretty good news also statewide that I'm sure will make Dono and Tito very happy. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more right here. Don't forget, folks, that the Miami Dolphin fans, you can join us out there for OnsideRadio.com's NFL Draft Party at Sports Grill in Miami, 11481 Southwest 40th Street. That's Bird Road. Join me and Alex Dowdo out there for this 2-night event starting on Thursday, April 29th at 7:30, and Friday, Day 2 will be at 6:30. Drink and food specials out there and the best damn draft party in South Florida. Join us for a 2-night event as OnsideRadio.com and Sports Grill and Bird Road brings you the best NFL draft party on the planet.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Inter Miami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnsideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Inter Miami kicked off their first road trip of the season with an amazing 2-1 victory over the Philadelphia Union just this past Saturday. After what seemed to be a pretty uninspired performance in the first half, the team really turned it around in the second after some substitutions made by Phil Neville. The substitution for Federico Higuain to come on for Rodolfo Pizarro really changed the game, and you saw an inspired team that ended up scoring 2 goals late in order to seal 3 points. Let's see if they can take this winning momentum into Sunday against Nashville.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. Take their famous Boot Tour Challenge, and there's now outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations or pickup at 954-785-7565. So get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach to Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German restaurant.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyAsDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody-Ass family. Dr. Moody-Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyAsDental.com.
It's toast. Smartest thing I did last year? Called B&T Windows and Doors and had PGT custom windows and doors installed in my house. Listen, it's spring. That means before you know it, we'll be hearing about the tropics churning. That means you need to get your home and family protected today. Call B&T right now and they'll get you installed ASAP with the best in the business, PGT Custom Windows and Doors. 954-233-0126 or bntwindowsanddoors.com. And P.S. Tell them you heard about them on Onside Radio.
You can connect with us at OnsideRadio.com by sending us a text at 844-416-8123. Save it on your cell phone, 844-416-8123. No better place to send your comments, ask questions, win prizes. OnsideRadio.com, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
All right. Oh, welcome back. Adding a new feature to the station. You'll be hearing some draft profiles now leading up to the draft. So you'll be hearing them all throughout the breaks coming up. So good stuff there. Great work by the boys. As always, putting everything together. Always appreciate what they do here. Tireless workers here, man. That's what we have on this station. Trying to give you guys a real sports station. Sports talk all over. You listen to the breaks are not just our spots, but then you've got the Marlins Minute, you've got the E Minute, you've got the Panthers Minute, you've got the, what's the other one that we have? Now I'm forgetting all the minutes.
The Inter-Miami Minute.
Inter-Miami Minute. I mean, come on, dude. And now some draft profiles. So, and, you know, we also have our little spoofs that we have a little fun with on the station. So we got all kinds of stuff always going on the station. So we appreciate all of you for supporting us out there, man. 888-441.
Bro.
That's right, that too. And it's bounced back over 54,000. I like it. I like it. 888-441-4623. The text line 844-416-8123. All I say is, Biden, stop being an asshole. Okay? Come on, bro. What are you trying to do, man? You know, it was Biden's the reason why. We had a little bit of a setback on crypto. And all they did was open it up more for the whales to take advantage. And any of you that bought the dip, very smart. Big old quick question. Is Waddle a much faster version than, say, T.Y. Hilton? I don't mind if we trade down to 9 if Pitts and Chase are gone. I love Waddle, man. Waddle is, yes, he's a burner. Waddle is a guy that has got great hands, great body control, can cut it, super fluid in and out of breaks. I like Waddle a lot. I think he's one of those guys that would fit perfect in what they're doing here. So he can play on the outside and play on the inside. I think they would put him in the inside a lot to terrorize defenses, especially with the guys that they have right now. He could play inside. But Waddle and T.Y. Hilton, there's a lot of comparisons there. I've gotten to watch T.Y.'s NFL career completely develop. And so he turned himself into, you know, a hell of a boundary wide receiver. I got to watch Waddle do it, but I know that he's a guy that could probably swing inside and outside at the same time, and I just think he's going to be really, really effective. The problem is, to compare him to T.Y., who's already had a complete career, it's kind of unfair. But, yeah, there are some comparisons there. There's no doubt in my mind. And I got to give T.Y. a lot of credit. A lot sturdier than I expected. That was my problem with him coming out of college. He wasn't a big player. And somehow or another, he got it. Alex says, Grandpa Joe trying to sabotage my Bitcoin. Yeah, he screwed with us. In the now, it's funny because he's screwing us. He'll probably hurt the country overall because the dollar will go down in value if they keep printing all that money. But then on the flip side, those of us that have invested in Bitcoin, we will end up benefiting in the long run from Biden's mistakes because the dollar will drop in value and Bitcoin will continue to gain in value, and eventually Bitcoin will be the number one, the money in this country, in this world. They will be the number one currency when it's all said and done. All right? They'll eventually pass the euro and they'll pass the dollar. It'll take a little bit, but they'll do it, and thanks to Joe. Joe will help out. So that's the twisted part. Well, they hurt right now. Well, he took a shot and hurt crypto a little bit. Crypto will eventually bounce back because it's the monster you can't stop, whether you like it or not, because that's our future. It's whether you want to change with the times or not, you can go ahead. If you don't, then you can sit there and keep using, the rotary phone all you want. And while it takes you, 8 minutes to make that hit those 7 numbers, 10 now, I'm going to do it within, a second and a half on a touchstone. But go ahead. That's fine with me. If you think that the car isn't going to work and gas and you come on, vehicles, get out of here. I'll stay on my horse. Go ahead, dude. Stay on the horse. You still want to use a passenger pigeon? That's fine, bro. I'll use UPS. Okay? My package won't get there with a bunch of bird shit on it. 888-441-4623 if you want to get in. That's 888-441-4623. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there. Did you see DMX's funeral there, Tito?
Yeah, that was pretty cool, huh?
I thought it. I'm not kidding now when I tell you this. I thought it was cool. Seriously, I did think it was super cool. Do you know why? This is who he was.
Agreed. Yeah.
He went with who he was, and a monster truck carrying his coffin, and the Rough Riders behind, several hundred bikes behind. That's who he was. Right? Those are his people. Those are his supporters. He wrote a song about the Rough Riders. The Rough Riders were outside his hospital, hoping for the best. So I get it, like some people will say, oh, what the hell is that? Now, where were the rules that we had to all be in a hearse? Well, what's all the rules? I'm sorry, who set that up? Is there some kind of a law book that says you've got to dress in black and you've got to be in a suit and you've got to be in a tie and you got to have your headlights on and you got to be in a hearse and all? Why? That's how we developed it, but that doesn't mean that's the way you're supposed to go out. You go out however the hell you want to go out, dude. You want to get cremated and they just throw your ashes on a football field like I've seen before, or in the ocean, or wherever it is in your backyard, so you can be, closer to your family or whatever, or you just want to be in an urn, or if you want to be in a hearse, or if you want to be in a super truck, who cares, man? It's your funeral. It's who you are. It's your identity. I thought it was cool. I thought it was really, really cool because this is who DMX was. Bless you, my brother, man. Rest in peace. It's a shame you left way too early. And it's a shame you had the demons that you had, but I got to give him credit, man. I thought they handled it the right way. I thought it was cool, and I thought it represented who he was. So, I'm certainly not one to be picking on DMX and his funeral. I thought his funeral was what he would want. And there's nothing wrong with living your life your way and then going out the way you want to go out. If that's the way it is, then go ahead. Although I don't think he counted on leaving this earth at the moment. Obviously, the addiction's got the best of him. But if you're going to go out, you might as well do it your way. And there's no doubt that was his way. That was impressive. Inter Miami CF fans, join us every road game this Sunday as we broadcast live from Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano. You can join me and Alex Dono out there. Delicious food, incredible house drafts. Inter Miami CF fans, your new home for every road game is Dangerous Minds Brewing Company. Join us this Sunday. Pre-game starts at noon. The game starts at 1. We'll be there by 11:30. So come on out and join us and get ready. Come on, man. A bunch of you came out on Saturday. We'd love to see you and more folks out there at Dangerous Minds Brewing. The team won this week. We're going for 2 in a row against Nashville. Bring your Rosa Negra shirts, hats, jerseys. Wear the colors, baby. And drink some great beer at Dangerous Minds. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and on Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You can now watch Onside Radio daily by subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Search Onside Radio. Log on, subscribe, rate, and review Onside Radio on YouTube and Twitch. Find out why Big O has a face for radio. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk. Miami Dolphins fans, join us for OnsideRadio.com's NFL Draft Party at Sports Grill in Miami, 11481 Southwest 40th Street, Bird Road. Join Big O and Alex Dono for this 2-night event starting on Thursday, April 29th at 7:30 p.m. and Friday, day 2 at 6:30. Drink and food specials, giveaways, and the best damn draft party in South Florida. Join us for a 2-night event as OnsideRadio.com and Sports Grill on Bird Road bring you the best NFL draft party on the planet. Connect with OnsideRadio.com by downloading the Radio.net app. What happens to you after that is not our responsibility. Follow South Florida's sports leader on social media at Onside Radio. Look at the pics. See the guys, even though you may not enjoy it. At Onside Radio. Insta at Onside Radio. All social media at Onside Radio.
Inter Miami CF, your official furniture and mattress store, is here. City Furniture is your #1 home source for the trends you want at the prices you'll love, including exclusive City Furniture collections, the widest selection of styles, affordable home accents, mattresses starting at just $99 and more. Create the home of your dreams fast with next-day delivery, plus get 60 months special financing with no down payment. Because City Furniture is here to make it easy so everyone can live life like this, visit cityfurniture.com.
Baseball fans will go deep into the count with Alex Aguirre and Christian Chase. Catch the show that talks Marlins and all the big stories in the major leagues. Saturday at 8 a.m., exclusively at OnsideRadio.com.
With Make-A-Wish, the impossible becomes possible. A girl battling cancer can become a race car driver battling the course. The boy showing all the nurses his fire trucks can take the helm of a real one. Wishes can give kids with critical illnesses the strength to keep fighting, get better, and grow up.
Where there's a wish, there's a way.
Wishes need you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
Inter Miami getting the victory this past weekend. They defeated the Philadelphia Union 2-1. The Higuain brothers coming through in the second half. Gonzalo with the 73rd minute header to tie it up at 1, and then Federico with his own header to give Miami the win in the 83rd minute. The next match is at Nashville Sunday. Pregame starts at noon right here on Onside Radio with Big O and Alex Dono. You can catch the game at 1 p.m. on Onside Radio with Chris Whittingham, Thomas Rongan, and Fernando Fiore on the call. Miami Marlins lost 3-4 to the Giants this past weekend. They are in Milwaukee today. They take on the Brewers. 7:40 is first pitch with Trevor Rogers on the mound. The Florida Panthers beat the Carolina Hurricanes 4-3 in overtime on Saturday. The Panthers will be back on the ice in Nashville on Tuesday. Puck drop slated at 8 p.m. If the Panthers win, they will clinch a playoff spot for the first time since 2016. You're listening to South Florida's new local home for sports talk right here, OnsideRadio.com.
Now streaming online.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
You know, Tito, I forgot to ask you this. They're asking me on social media, what's that rock song that you guys play? That the guy singing and you play it on my rejoiners a lot and stuff like that. Is there a name to that song?
I believe it was the original intro song for you, and I do have a name if you give me a second.
Oh, the original was actually AC/DC.
No, I know that, but the one we had prior to the most recent update.
Yeah, you've been playing it all the time. I forgot the name. So somebody's asking me for the name of that song. Actually, a couple people have asked me for the name of that song, and by the way, I'm happy to report, and I'm waiting for it. But Stephen Carter, who created the Big O Show Rock Open, is creating some stuff for us, and eventually we'll create a new open for us down the line. But he's getting me some edgy rock stuff for the show, because we can't be using regular music because we're on YouTube, and we want to stay on YouTube because that's where we are in this world. It's about podcasting, it's about social media, it's about YouTube, it's about Twitch. That's where we're going, and so that's where we are. Forget where we're going. That's where we are nowadays, and so we want to make sure we stay there. But part of YouTube's issues is you use regular music and they'll block your ass, so we can't do that. What's the deal?
It is Highway Saints in This Moment. That's the name of the song. Highway Saints in This Moment. That is the name of the background song for your last update, your last intro song.
Highway Saints.
Yeah, Highway Saints in This Moment.
Okay, all right, good. I can tell him that. It's actually a pretty decent song. The Heat on Saturday beat the Bulls, but you remember the other night, last week, when we were talking about, you had a win, but then you had a crappy loss, so it took away from they beat, what was it, the Nets, but they lost to somebody, right? Wasn't it last week, right? The Timberwolves. So you beat the Bulls, which I'm not impressed that you beat the Bulls. They're 25-35, but you lost to the Hawks. Without
none of their starters playing.
Without Trae Young and Clint Capella. So neither one of the two were on the court, and you still lost to them. And to me, that's why, as much as, that's why I talked a little bit about the Heat zombies that some of you have turned into. And it's funny because it's just a tribute to the Heat on how good of an organization they've been for so long, that they will make some of you actually fool yourselves. It's freaking amazing how you guys will go ahead and try to fool yourselves on how possibly good this team could be. That's why I kept laughing for several weeks now when people were talking about, well, if they intend on going to the Eastern Conference or the finals, I'm like, what are you watching? And the worst thing that happened to some of you out there was the finals last year, because you kind of took it for granted, and you think that like every year they can just turn it on and get there. That was a moment in time, and the worst part about what happened last year was the injuries, because as screwy as it was, they had a legitimate shot to win those finals if they were completely healthy.
It's
crazy.
Is it anything to you that all the four teams that were in the Western Conference Finals last year, Nuggets, Lakers, Heat, Celtics, are all kind of, I don't want to say, moaning through the end of the regular season here, but they're definitely struggling.
Yeah. Well, but the
is
Lakers,
that a coincidence?
But
or?
the Lakers, there's a reason
Right,
why.
yeah, and the Lakers,
they're the only ones that have a legitimate reason.
And the Lakers are the team that, out of anyone, they give you the least amount of worry that like they won't make a run.
Actually, I shouldn't say it. The Nuggets lost Jamal Murray, bro.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Well, no, I'm saying the Lakers.
Loss.
What I'm saying is the Lakers, like, if we're looking at those 4 teams, Lakers, Nuggets, Celtics, Heat. The one that gives me the least worry about they're going to figure it out, it's the Lakers. They're going to figure it out.
Oh,
you have 2 top 5 players.
Superstars.
You'll figure it out. I'm not worried. But those other 3 teams, I mean, it's not. I don't think it's any coincidence that they're all look like they're dead tired. But I mean, if we're really basing it, the Nuggets and the Lakers are in a different class than the Celtics and the Heat.
Yeah. There's no doubt. But the Heat is the one team that talent-wise, they're not the same team they were last year, and they're not in the same situation. But again, what screws people up is the legitimate part. They could have won last year. At that moment, they were hot enough and they were healthy enough to win it, and yet they couldn't get it done. But this year, the people that are expecting them to bounce back and be that team again, I don't see that happening. I just don't, man. I don't know how it happens. I don't know how people even expect, them to bounce back and play the way they did. So let me ask you, Tito, how happy are you that the governor and it looks like the Seminole Tribe have come together to an agreement to have sports gambling? And I heard, by the way, they're going to have online.
Yeah, I mean, this is what it should have been, right? Like, I always say this, and it's part joke, but, like, I should be able to say on a Saturday night, I'm going to go to the casino, I'm going to have dinner, and then right as I'm finishing up dinner, I should be able to say, hey, I'd like to make a wager on Kamaru Usman on a first knockout of Jorge Masvidal, right? Like, there's no reason that this shouldn't have been a thing. And now that it is, it's going to be way better for these casinos and sports gamblers alike to have multiple routes of opportunity to gamble.
Yeah. I think and obviously they know the kind of money that they can bring in with that. And that's why weed is next, because these are going to be revenue streams that they've never had. And now, and they're watching other states with those revenue streams, and they're going, okay, well, we need a piece of that pie. But listen, I know that there's probably some issues with some of the other pari-mutuels in town. They're probably going to be pissed about this because this could help out Hialeah Park and Dania and, everywhere else that would like to have sports gambling, and they already have casinos. So I would imagine that there's going to be a little bit of a sticking point there. But for us, damn, I have yawned like 8 times in the show today.
You're exhausted, bro.
I am. I'm dead tired. I don't stop working. Anyway, for those of us that are the consumers, the online stuff, like, look, I know that I'll end up at the Hard Rock on a couple nights during the year to watch some sports and probably lay a couple bets. There's no doubt. But when you told me that there's going to be online, that's where I'm super happy. Because now I can sit at home and watch it and boom, or I can be at Dangerous Minds, boom, making a bet. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be, I can be at Sports Grill making a bet. Okay? All those kind of things. I love the fact that we're going to also have it online. It's about time. Well, I'm not just, we've been so hung up on, oh my God, and people get addicted and this. Now, give me a break, bro. We had prohibition and they took away liquor. Did that stop them from drinking liquor? No, dude. Weed's been illegal forever. It's going to stop people from smoking weed? No. Gambling's been illegal forever. Does it stop people from gambling? No. Prostitution. It's the oldest profession in the world. It could be illegal wherever you're at. There's still going to be prostitution. So people are going to do it, and they're going to be addicted, and heroin's not legal, yet we have plenty of people that get hooked on heroin, and crack's not legal, and we got plenty of people that are hooked on crack. You're not going to have more addicts because it's legal. In fact, you might desensitize it to a point, because that's what happens in Europe. What's the name in the Netherlands? where where they got all kinds of drugs that are legal, and yet they don't have that kind of a problem in Amsterdam. They have less of a drug issue than we do, and they're legal. So I've never been one that believes in that, because people are going to do whatever they want to do every single time. And we can come up with tons of things that are illegal, and people are still doing it. Right? So I'm glad that they're doing this, because it's a form of entertainment is what it is for most of us that don't have a problem. Just like alcohol is a form of entertainment for those of us that don't have a problem. Most everything is a form of entertainment, because most of us don't abuse it. It's pretty simple. It's not really that difficult. And it's really cool that they've got it going on. Hey, remember I told you can go out however you want to go out, like DMX? A man in Illinois gave the ultimate tribute to his late father this month by filling a bowling ball with his dad's ashes, then bowling a perfect game. 38-year-old John Hinkle, two-time NCAA bowling champion from Western Illinois University, wanted to honor his dad, John Sr., following his death in 2016. Since his father introduced him to the sport he loved so much, John spent years trying to find someone able to fill the thumb hole of a bowling ball with John Sr.'s ashes, and he vowed to one day bowl a perfect game with it. On April 12th, John hit up his hometown alley in Peoria, Illinois, and set his eyes on perfection. John told his brother, Joe, about his goal before the game, saying, "I'm shooting a 300 with this ball," and Joe said, "Do it." And sure enough, he did it. John was able to overcome with emotions and approach perfection, saying, "I had tears in my eyes in the 11th and 12th frames. I couldn't tell you what was the last ball and where it went. I had so many tears just throwing it down," he told the outlet. And John, who has hit several perfect games over the years, saying, "This was the best and definitely the hardest 300 I've ever had in my career." How about that? I don't have a problem with that. Anybody have a problem with that? His dad introduced him to the sport. This is the way he connected with his dad. He puts the ashes on the ball, bowls a 300. I think Dad's up there going, "I'm proud of you, son. That's pretty cool. We did it together." Man, you can go out however you want. We come in crying, naked, and full of blood. So what the hell, dude? And they smack us on the ass, upside down. Do they still do that? I don't know. Whatever. But you know what I'm saying. We don't come in too pretty. So say whatever you want. Those babies that are just born, they You ever been inside the delivery room? Are you going to do that, Tito? Are you going to be in the delivery room if you have a kid?
I haven't decided yet, but we'll figure that out.
It's a great experience.
I've heard.
It's a great experience. I don't think you get to cut the umbilical cord anymore, right?
I don't know if I want to do that anyways.
I did. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. You see your kid, then you see the placenta come out. That's really interesting. The placenta looks like a big piece of liver. Seriously, I'm telling you. I know. So I remember. Yeah, and for the rest of your life, you're like, that came out of you. Okay. My wife did not see the placenta. She never got to see it. I did want to show it to her, but she's like, no. I was like, I don't know if I've ever told you the story on the air. I've told this story before on the air. So I was predicting for months, because we had no idea what the sex was. So I predicted for months we were going to have a daughter. And so sure enough, we're in the delivery room, right? And so the head's about to, come out. And so I looked at the doctor and said, "Hey, hold on a second." He looks at me weird, like, "Hold on a second. There's my wife. She's pushing." Huh? A couple nurses there. I looked at everybody. I said, "Okay, so what's the prediction? What's the baby going to be?" So I asked everybody. And then I turned to the camera because I have it on film. And I said, "Here comes my baby girl." And sure enough, boom. That was my best prediction ever. Ever. I know I had a 50-50 shot, but I nailed the right 50. And I told the doctor, "Hey, hold on a second," to get a prediction from everybody for the film. I should put that on social media. My wife would lose it But we can, like, blur the bloody part, you know? We can blur everything between her legs, and then that's it. Got to leave her face out just so everybody can see the terror. Although she was lucky. She wasn't – we weren't in the delivery room very long. I will say that. We were only in there, I don't know, 5-6 hours or something.
Time for a Sports Grill NFL.
Okay. There you go, see? Let's take a break. You'll get a Sports Grill NFL profile, draft profile, coming up right here on OnsideRadio.com.
We'll be right back to the Big O Show. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
For over 20 years, Mr. Glass has been committed to the safety and satisfaction of our clients. Our products are the culmination of innovative engineering, aesthetic appeal, and the highest levels of quality. Through our legacy, Mr. Glass strives to impart the true meaning of quality, service, and sustainability to new generations. Reputation, experience, and trust is why clients choose Mr. Glass. Live the future now. Locate a dealer near you today.
Time for a Sports Grill NFL draft profile. LSU wide receiver Jamar Chase. This 6'1" junior checks in at 208 pounds.
Take a downfield shot, and here's Chase, and he'll score! Jamar Chase breaks free. Jamar Chase for the touchdown.
The worst thing that happened this past season to Chase was all the folks trapped him in the prisoner of the moment situation with Heisman winner Devonta Smith. Smith is a fantastic player, but Chase, as a true sophomore, set the single-season record for receiving yards in the SEC with 1,780 yards and a whopping 20 touchdowns. Jamar possesses an extra gear to get separation. His ball skills are exceptional and very fluid in and out pass route. Chase projects as a franchise #1 wide receiver at the NFL level. Teams that could select him: Cincinnati at number 5, Miami Dolphins at number 6, or Detroit Lions at number 7. Join OnsideRadio.com for NFL Draft Week at Sports Grill in Miami, 11481 Southwest 40th Street, Bird Road, for a 2-night event starting on Thursday, April 29th at 7:30 p.m. and Friday, day 2 at 6:30 p.m. Listen to the live broadcast exclusively at OnsideRadio.com or join Big O and Alex Dono for the best Miami Dolphins draft coverage on your home for real sports talk. OnsideRadio.com.
Can I get a captain?
Captain and what?
Captain and ginger.
I can't hear you.
Captain and Ginger. He was a captain and ginger. Captain and ginger. He was a captain and ginger.
Captain Morgan, official partner of Major League Soccer.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Duncan to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
Hey, it's Big O. You know, air quality in your home or business is so important now, folks. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning. Let them install high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. M&S is always on call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. and, of course, emergency Sundays. Call for more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans. Visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
You're listening to OnsideRadio.com. Catch up anytime by downloading the MyTuner Radio app. OnsideRadio.com, South Florida's true hometown station.
Welcome back. Final segment of the show. We thank Michelle Kaufman and Omar Kelly for joining us. Omar, by the way, will be on with us after every pick in the draft on Thursday and Friday. So after every pick is made, then Omar will join us and give us his thoughts on it. Obviously, Dono and myself will have plenty of things to say over the next 2 days of the draft on Thursday and Friday, and we'll be all at Sports Grill on 114th and Bird Road, so come on out and join us. Dono, props to you, dude, because I asked you on Friday what was going to happen in UFC 261, was it?
261.
261, and I thought personally, but then again, I don't know squat compared to this guy, I thought it was going to be a tight fight, and no, dude, Usman's going to dominate him and kick his ass. And, brother, that's exactly what happened. And let me tell you something. I got to give Masvidal a little credit because he acted like a man after that.
Yes, he's great with that.
He gave Usman credit. He didn't make any excuses, nothing whatsoever. And so I give Masvidal a lot of credit for handling. You know, it's easy for all of us to handle success.
Right.
But when you can handle failure with the same kind of class, then that says a lot about you. So I give him a lot of credit. But, dude, Usman, wow. Holy crap, dude.
I think Kamaru Usman is a year or two away from being considered in the same GSP, right. Who is in his same weight class, which is a good comparison by yourself. He's going to be in that conversation with the GSPs and the John Joneses of the world. It's only a matter of time because I don't see any weakness in that guy. I don't see any. He's unstoppable cardio, just relentless wrestling, and he's got really powerful hands, as we saw, because that right hand could have put anybody out. So I think Usman is that good, and I like what you said about Masvidal being a good loser. There are a lot of good losers in that sport. Like I can only,
it is a classy sport in that sense.
Even like,
dude.
Listen, like people talk a lot of shit about Conor McGregor, but Conor McGregor he's usually very classy after losses. He talks a lot of crap before fights, to hype it up.
That's his game.
Right, he trash talks his opponents before the fight.
Muhammad Ali started this 50 years ago. Dude.
Yeah, I can only really remember a couple of fighters that I thought were bad losers. I mean, Tito Ortiz would always make excuses after losses. Like he didn't so much disrespect his opponents, but after he lost, even though before the fight he said, "Oh, I've never been in better shape and felt better in my entire life." After the fight, "Oh, you know what? I've got a cracked skull that I fought through. I had knee surgery a month ago. I didn't tell anybody. This is not a legit loss." And then the worst loser ever.
Oh, Rousey.
Yes, Ronda Rousey was the worst loser of all time. Like
any sport I've ever seen.
She loses a fight and the world ended. Like she could have had and obviously she ended up doing her thing, going over to pro wrestling, making a lot of money. So whatever, it's her career choice. But she could have really stuck around in the high level UFC for a lot longer if she just could have lost without letting her entire world shatter.
It broke her.
It did. Completely.
It broke her because she could not handle losing.
No, she couldn't.
And in life, period, you're going to learn. You're going to fail, dude.
Right. I mean, for the great
you have
fighters,
to learn how to fail. To learn how to succeed.
For all the great fighters, losing makes you stronger. For her, it just destroyed her. Like George St. Pierre had a couple of losses earlier on in his career.
In that sport.
Yeah.
In that sport.
Yep.
Losing is normal.
Yeah, it's absolutely normal.
It's like it's impossible to go.
They don't even get
almost.
judged the same way that like a lot of boxers. You'll look at their record, and unless they're like 20-0, you're like, I don't know if I really take this guy seriously. I mean, some of the greatest of all time, Randy Couture, was like barely over 500 with his record. BJ Penn, same thing, not a very good record, and yet they're some of the greatest to ever take the octagon.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's just, but you nailed it, dude. And by the way, Weidman, what is it?
Poor guy, Chris Weidman.
Weidman, Sealer Seiler. It just, I felt bad for him, dude. Wow. God. Oh.
Yeah, it was hard to watch, man. I wish they hadn't shown that replay 10,000 times.
Yeah. Well, it's gross enough. You know how it is. All right. What do you got going on today?
Well, we're going to talk some Inter Miami with Franco Panizo around 4:30. We're going to talk plenty of NFL draft with Kyle Krabs in the 3 o'clock hour at 3:30. We'll have our winners and losers from the weekend as well.
It's a beautiful thing. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Tito Benash, excellent work by you. Man of the match dominates. Next.
Match with Alex Dono. You can join us on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. You're listening to the home of Inter Miami CF.
His strike is a decent one. It's fired into the top right corner. Gonzalo Higuain, open
OnsideRadio.com, where the passion for La Rosa Negra runs deep.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Duncan to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
You're listening to the station with more live and local sports talk than anyone else in South Florida. OnsideRadio.com. Broadcasting from South Florida to the world. Welcome back to the Man of the Match with Alex Dono.
It's all yours. Just keep it right here.
You can reach out anytime on the Onside Sports Line, 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623.
He's able to fight the wrong one, and he still feels good and confident starting round two.
And of all the superlative
to deliver into the area, whipped it with real pace off of Gonzalo Higuain, and it's into the back of the net, and Inter Miami have drawn level. He missed a penalty here a year ago, but he's made amends and equalized tonight, and on 73 minutes, it's Philadelphia Union 1, Inter Miami 1. Goal!